for Jordan, apparently, for the king, because there is opposition inside Jordan, inside public opinion and parliament to the ties with Israel. There always has been. And these are still the remnants of a period which you mentioned in your opening remarks, that relations were strained for the past few years because of a series of very publicized incidents between Israel and Jordan. There was an incident concerning the Israeli embassy in Amman, and then there were riots because of events on the Temple Mount. And so these things have an effect on Jordanian public opinion. But having said that, I think there seems to be a clear strategy with this new government to make an effort to ease this tension with Jordan. And I think that is a wise decision. Jordan has always been, since 1967 and even before, a crucial component of Israel's strategic situation in the region. It's the longest.
It's a huge land border as well, as you mentioned, the biggest.
Yes.
But it's been long said, especially over the last decade, as things were publicly strained, that there was a lot more going on behind the scenes with Jordan, under the table, so to say, with Jordan than there were openly. In other words, there are robust ties. What are the most strategic roles what's the most important, I should say, to Israel for Jordan right now?
Well, for Jordan, I think the security cooperation intelligence is crucial. Jordan is not a military superpower. It has a very sophisticated and well-trained army, but it's small and not very well equipped. Jordan is not a country that is preparing for war with either side of its land borders. So in a sense, there has, over the years, there has developed a sort of dependence, untold dependence of Jordan on security matters on Israel and Israel's security services. And it's a mutual interest. It's a clear situation where both sides have an interest. And you're right, even in the periods of very strained open relations, behind the scenes, I think this kind of cooperation has continued. There is now a new element which has been addressed in the last few high-level meetings that you mentioned earlier, too, and that is the water issue. Jordan is suffering from a very, very serious water shortage, and there are a number of agreements between Israel and Jordan to sell or provide tens of millions of cubic meters of drinking water to Jordan. And some of it will be in exchange for electricity, might be, or other things. But here again, there is a mutual interest in calming the situation.
And how involved are the Jordanians on the Palestinian front, as far as we can tell, whether it be Gaza or the West Bank? In the short time we left, are they critically involved in both those issues?
Probably involved less than they would want. For various reasons, but they do have many Jordanians are Palestinians. A majority of Jordanian passport holders are originally from Palestine, and there are many Palestinians in the West Bank who detain Jordanian passports.
A personal issue for
many. There is a lot of connection.